If your business looks successful on the outside, but behind the scenes you feel stretched, overwhelmed, or like everything still runs through you, this show is for you. At some point, growth stops being about working harder and starts being about designing differently, thinking differently, modeling the success of people that have figured it out, because you don't need to charter into territory of the unknown. There's a saying that I love: success leaves clues, and it's 100% true. So welcome to Event Pioneers. This is an exciting show that I've been wanting to create, to launch to the world, to serve to the world. And it's going to be around conversations around building scalable event businesses, leadership, and freedom. This show is designed to be all value, zero fluff. And the show is for the right event entrepreneur, people that are already in motion with their business. So I come from an event production background, talent performance in the wedding, corporate, private events world. And so if you are somebody that is running a planning business, or you're involved in a floral agency, photographer, videographer, if you're producing events in some capacity from a service-based business, this is for you. It's also for owners who feel like the bottleneck is them in their own business. And it's for people that want to scale. They want more clarity and intention on what their future is going to look like, and some breathing room, because being busier and busier every year is not a scalable way to build a business and a life that you're proud of. And so my name is Daniel Linares. To give you some context, here's a little bit of my story. Back when I was a little younger, I built a recording studio in my parents' basement at my childhood home. Thanks to my dad, who's like,
"Sure, I'll build you a booth, chap."
He called me chap. And music bug just really started from there. I was in a boy band in middle school, and it later went on to me learning audio technology and then eventually starting a DJ company, getting fired from Apple in 2009 because I gave an old man an education discount and he didn't have proof of education ID. At the time, it felt like, what am I going to do with my life? But it was a blessing in disguise. And so over the last 18 years, I've built and improved this brand of an entertainment company. What can we do to bring more value to the world and be unique while doing so? How can we communicate our brand in such a way that we attract couples that appreciate wanting to hire the best company in our category? And so I'm blessed to say that DLE Event Group, our company that serves weddings, corporate, private events, has built a brand that has allowed me to be financially free as an entrepreneur for myself, for my family, and hasn't always gotten to the point where things were working and my time was more available to record videos like this or to be involved while this business is producing. I'm able to have the right team and support in place so that I could lean into things like pouring into the world, like on this podcast. And so at a certain point, it felt like an expensive job. Oh, well, I'm spending so much time. I'm involved with all of the carrying of gear. I'm involved with all of the conversations, all of the calls, all of the emails. At a certain point, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing all of this, but how do I get out of my own way? And so I realized that growth required redesigning how I operated as a person. And success and busyness in my world was not freedom. It was just an expensive job. And so this show exists because I'm so blessed to have put myself into places through curiosity around learning that, is it hustle or is it not hustle? And I'll tell you what, it's not hustle once you get a little bit of liftoff, right? The show is for people that already have some momentum in their business, not from the ground up like a brand new company. I think hustle's normalized in the event industry, and to a certain point, great, hustle, be passionate, but it's not sustainable. Eventually, you want to convert that hustle into leading other talented, passionate people through all of these different growth directions. And so I created this show that is going to talk all about systems, identity, design, marketing activation, sales, and conversion. And I've just always been an artist at heart, but probably even deeper, the entrepreneur and the marketer. That's like, great, how can I take my passion around performance, but make it a legitimate business that's scalable? So Event Pioneers, this show is about intentional growth and not burnout. So what can you expect from this show, Event Pioneers? Real frameworks, not hype or fluff, but conversations around leadership, business, mindset. I've got news for you. Mindset is 80% of the success of your business because your beliefs are shaping the reality on how you are making decisions and how you are showing up. And so mindset is a very important thing that I've learned to really focus on over my growth years. And practical ideas that you can apply immediately. I don't want to hold back. I don't want to be one of these shows where it's tiptoeing around not sharing the value of what to do, why to do it, how to do it. And so if any of this is resonating with you, I invite you to subscribe to the show wherever you're hearing me say all of this so you don't miss what's coming. Intend to share so much value down so many directions, which I'll share in a moment. And, whether it's you or if you know somebody in the industry that would also get value from this, share this with them. Tell them to subscribe. It is free, no strings attached, just value. And think of this as a long-term conversation, unpacking the depth around vision, around brand, around lead generation, sales and conversion, the customer experience, and ultimately thinking about building freedom, the people game, thinking about your time. And for me, everything started to change when I invested in myself. I got into rooms, stretching my thinking. I invested a lot of money into education, being in rooms. Where are the most successful people? How can I learn something from? What can I model that they're doing in another industry? Pull it into my business. Because as I shared earlier, success leaves clues. And I wanted to be around those that were way more successful than I was in different ways. And it's not just the money side. It's the time. It's the joy. It's creating a business and a life that I'm proud of, that I could turn to my wife and say, wow, we've figured this level out. We could breathe. We could maybe go on a trip. We could take some time off. Things don't break. And so I learned that mindset sets the ceiling for growth, right? We may know only up to a certain point, and then it feels really impossible. It feels really unknown, and it keeps a lot of people right here. And delegation became a superpower. But more importantly, how to think about delegation, there is levels to it. Okay, let's just say that. Levels to the delegation game. I think many people know they need to delegate and get team and support around them, but how? How to think about it. How to do it the right way the first time. That led me to create a framework that I call the stages framework. It's a growth operating system. 6 stages from chaos to freedom. I plan to make this entire show all about diving really deep into different portions of this framework, and we will unpack each stage on future episodes. And so I'd love to just quickly fly over the 6 stages of stages, STAGES, starting with S. Talking about the S, talking about the TAGES. And so I want to leave you with this. If what you're building feels heavier than it should, that's not failure, that's a signal. Sort of like your body telling you that you need to pay attention to something in order to make sure that you're in optimal shape, like stretching. I should be stretching more. I should be doing more yoga. If your body starts to tell you, I'll tell you what, having a baby who's now almost 18 months helped me be more active in some of that category, right? So it's like the signals. If what you're building feels heavier than it should, it's not failure, it's a signal. Growth doesn't require chaos, it requires clarity. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be obstacles along the way. But with massive clarity, the obstacles start to become much more feasible. And you're not broken, you're evolving. You're evolving into the next version of the leader your business needs. At all the different levels of growth, there's going to be FUD, I like to say, the fear, the uncertainty, the discomfort. But if you can realize that those feelings and acknowledging them as a leader, leaping, knowing that you don't really know the steps of how you're going to get there, but trusting that you're capable, these are all the things that we're going to unpack and really dive in. And this is just the beginning. I'm so excited you're here. Welcome to Event.